Did you know that most dating methods that they use to date the Earth actually show that the Earth is not billions of years old? You know, the most common dating methods you hear about are carbon 14 dating, and they always use a dating method that, matches with the theory of evolution. And the reason why they use this theory is because it gets rid of, the responsibility of having a God. So this is why most people will accept the evolution theory. And this is why the evolutionist scientists, the ones that are atheists, will use the dating methods that show the Earth to be billions of years old. But honestly, if we really look at the information, 90%, actually more than 90% of the dating methods show the Earth to be less than billions of years old, only to be thousands of years old. Whether it's, how many plants and how old the plants are that are on the Earth, or the salt content that is in the ocean, all these things, if the Earth was billions of years old, there should be way more salt in the ocean. There should be way older plants. These things are not so. But when we look at them, we do see that they do match up with the biblical frame that we've been given for creation. Right here in Colossians 1:16, for in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. This is speaking about Jesus. And a lot of people, they wonder, like, does science contradict the Bible? And truthfully, it doesn't. Science itself doesn't speak. A lot of people say things like, oh, science says that the Earth is older, but science doesn't say anything. Scientists speak. And the ones that speak always speak out of their worldview. You have scientists that believe in the biblical creation. You have scientists that believe in thousands of years. And you also have the majority who believe in billions of years. But it's not any surprise that the majority would believe in the billions of years, because more people are told to us, even in the Bible, that more people will be deceived than there will be people that believe the truth. And this is because of our hearts. Our hearts do not want to accept a God. We don't want to accept authority, and no one likes to be truthful about their sin and about their nature. Everyone wants to look at themselves as a good person. Everyone wants to look at themselves as some kind of Superman. And this is what evolution teaches. Evolution teaches us that we're getting smarter and bigger, and one day we're going to sail around the whole, universe. But truth is, the universe is huge. So, the truth is, we're not getting smarter. We're not getting, the more information we get is only because of time. Us, physically, our brains are not gaining any more information. Because of time, we are learning new things. This doesn't mean that we're getting smarter. Well, our brains are not evolving, and neither are our bodies. So, although people in the past, when we look back, we see things, and we have an interpretation because of this millions of years that has been shoved down our throats in school. We have this interpretation of seeing people in caves, and we think, oh, well, these were cavemen. These were people that were not that smart. But if we're to keep the biblical view, and if we're to look at the Bible, we have answers for all these issues that come up. After the flood of Noah's days, Noah had three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. His three sons were spread out through the world. And pretty soon, the Tower of Babel was being built, and people were trying to defy God by building this tower to reach the heavens. And God split up the languages. God actually confused the people, and there was a great split. This can actually be found through archaeology. You can actually find evidence for this. And people coming through this great bottleneck where they're talking about where they can see that species had hit this bottleneck to where a lot of things had died out. And this all adds up with the flood. So after this flood and after this Tower of Babel, Just think if you're living in a city and all of a sudden there's a huge event that splits everybody up and everybody has to go out and live on their own and start new communities. How would you start? Not knowing how to survive on your own, I'm sure the first thing you'd be doing is moving into caves or somewhere to find shelter. And of course, you'll have to start making tools and things like this. Now, even though there's nothing slow about you, it's not because you don't have the knowledge of how to survive, or it's not because you haven't been around a long time. It's simply that you've been taken away from what you're already used to. You've been taken away from the comforts of life and from being in a community that has had builders and people that know how to make metal and different type of things, and you might not be gifted in one of these areas. So you are going to have the appearance from somebody in the future looking back onto what you've done. You're going to have this look of being a primal creature or being primitive. So, it's important that we keep the biblical view when we look at evidence of people that were in caves. These were just regular people, that were taken away from their homes after this flood and after the incident of the Tower of Babel. So once we look at everything from a biblical view and also look at the evidence, which is actually stacking up against billions of years, and most dating methods shows an earth that is only thousands of years old, it's much easier to accept. But we have to remember that all this ties into the gospel. And we have to remember that the reason this is so important is because if people can't believe in the beginning, if people can't believe the beginning of the Bible, why would they believe the rest? If people can look at the Bible and say, oh, well, God didn't really make the earth in 6 days, so now we know the Bible's not all the way true. So guess what else they can do? They can take out the pieces that they don't want to believe or the parts they think don't sound possible. And that can also be the resurrection of Jesus Christ, which is the most important part. So if we can't take the Bible for what it says and we have to add our own interpretations because of what man says, because we can't take God's word, then it's time for you to start questioning, do you really have genuine saving faith? So remember, we don't judge the Bible off what man says. We judge man off what the Bible says. This was here before us. This was passed down for our ancestors, for our edification, and for the building up of people. The more we learn about the Bible and the more we learn about the morals in it, the more we see how much better that societies run, working on these laws given to us. So it's important that we don't question the word of God, but we question the fallible man, because men are very fallible. Science changes every day. The Bible stays the same. Something to think about.
Do take good care of yourself.